This podcast discusses video games, modern culture, and technology, and these podcasters are big fat potty mouths. If you're younger than 18 or are easily offended, please stop this podcast now. Oh, and your mom says to take out the trash and do your homework.
Well, hello, everybody. Welcome to the Gamehounds Live. We are broadcasting on April 2nd. That is a Wednesday of 2014. I am Holy Goalie alongside of Nick DiNicola. Nick, welcome to the Gamehounds Live.
I always love being here.
It's always good to be live.
Exactly.
And not dead. Gamehound's dead.
I know. I love being alive. It's just very enjoyable.
You level up so much faster.
You do. Like, you just never stop gaining experience and progressing. It's just so addictive.
It is. Edie will be, joining us momentarily. She's taking care of a few things, so she's hoping to be here in the next 15, 20, 25 minutes, something like that. So we will catch her on the back end. No pun intended. But anyway, all right, so, what we do is we combine the two shows. Actually, we used to go live from 3 to 4. So all we've really done is now we're going live an hour earlier. So now, instead of a recorded show and then a live show, we got one big live show, and we're going we're going to try for 2 to 4 here on the East Coast and 11 to 1 over there on the West. So you'll still catch us live in the same hour slot that you used to, except now we're backing it up, and we're an hour earlier for your enjoyment. So anyway, we're going to kick things off with what we've been playing. And Nick, I got to say, I'm in a big-time gaming funk.
Really?
Yeah. You know what it is I want to play stuff on the PS4. I really, really do. And after the initial launch, stuff's been trickling out, but there's been nothing that's really grabbed me in the last few weeks. And some reason I don't want to go back to the 360. You know what I mean? It's kind of like going back to old technology and going back to an old car or an old girlfriend. You know what I mean? I want to play something new and something on the PS4. And that's why I've been buying, just about every game that comes out on the PS4. I want to give it a try. And, yeah, but I'm in a funk.
I would just say suck it up and go back to 360 for something.
Yeah,
I've been doing that with Dark Souls 2, and I feel like, man, because I've been playing that game pretty much by itself straight for like the past 3 weeks.
Really?
Yeah. And I realized, man, I haven't turned on my PS4 in like 3 weeks, but I thought, you know what, that's okay because I don't want to play anything on it.
Yeah, actually,
and, it kind of shows that you need like 2 consoles. 2 consoles means you have games all the time, but like one console, there are droughts, like real serious droughts.
Well, I think maybe what's going on is there's not a lot out for the PS4 right now. So you don't necessarily need, even if you had the Xbox One, there wouldn't be a heck of a lot. So right now, it's in a transition. So there's still a couple of games coming out for the old system, and there's some games coming out for the new one. But there's not a lot for the new one right now. That's the problem. Yeah. This is what happened with the 360 and the original Xbox, where I had the original Xbox, and I was running out of things to play on that. Didn't want to get the 360 at the time because there wasn't a lot for it, but at some point, everything went 360. So that's what we're in transition right now, just trying to get the games out for the PS4 and the Xbox One, but there's still a few games coming out for the PS3 and the 360, but you just don't want to go back to them. I don't know what it is. Like, I keep waiting and waiting for the big game on the PS4. Like I said, I put in Thief the other night, and I'm fighting with Thief like I fought with Killzone. It's just so vanilla, and it's so much like Dishonored on the Xbox 360. And I love Dishonored right off the bat. And then after about a couple of days worth of playing it, not even a ton of hours, I think I only got a couple of hours into this game of actual game time, it just kind of dies. It runs out of steam real fast.
Oh, I disagree with that.
See, I did. The sneaking around, it just reminded me so much of Dishonored, and I had just played
you mean
that.
Thief? Okay.
Thief.
Yeah, I agree. I thought you were talking about Dishonored, like lose itself, kind of.
Well, I like Dishonored. I never finished that either. That just kind of, I don't know what it was about that game, but that game it faded out on me after 4 or 5 hours. I just lost interest in it. Maybe it's because it was something else come out at the time. I don't remember. But
sometimes that just happens with games.
Yeah, Dishonored lost me, and then this is just like a Dishonored for PS4, and I was like, I've already played this. And I didn't finish it the first time. So why do I want to play this again if it just didn't grab me the first time? So I put it in, and I think I played it like 5 or 10 minutes, and I'm sneaking around, and I don't know where to go, and I don't have any arrows left. And I'm like, I am just not having any fun anymore with Thief.
Oh.
I am. So I think Thief, the only thing Thief did is it stole my time. Yeah, I just put that in there. So that's all Thief did, is just steal my time. So then I went back and I went upstairs because for some reason I'm in such a funk. I don't even go on to my systems anymore in the man cave, so to speak. So I'm upstairs playing on her system, and that's when I installed Infamous Second Son up there, and I wanted her to play. So she tried it. And then I signed onto my account and I played it. And that's been my game, I guess, I've been playing. And I've actually really it's funny. It's like you're like, okay, I'll play. But then you stop playing it, and it's a lot of fun. It's just like Tomb Raider. I couldn't wait to play Tomb Raider. And Tomb Raider was great. This one here, Infamous Second Son, it's like, okay, I guess I'll play. But then I have fun. It's almost like, okay, I'll have the hamburger, I guess. And then you bite into it. It's the best hamburger you've ever had. It's like, why can't I get excited about this game when I do have fun playing it? So I must be just in my own little video game funk because I just don't want to play anything. I'm looking through all my games. It's like, nope. And it's like, so I want to fire up the laptop and get on Steam. It's like, there's really nothing there I want to get into. So
yeah. I know what you mean. Like sometimes when you don't have that one game to kind of anchor you, there's a lot of really good and great and fun games out there, but it's just kind of the idea of starting it.
Yep.
Like, I don't want to start this new game because I don't know how good it'll be. You don't know if it'll be just okay or if it'll be great. But there's just like that idea of starting something new is kind of a hurdle.
It is, isn't it? Also. You only have so much time to really play. So sometimes it's like, okay, okay, I got like an hour, or I got maybe an hour and a half, whatever. Let's just say, whether it's during the day or morning and night. It's like I got a little bit of time. Do I want to fire it up and spend the first 20 minutes to a half hour watching cutscenes and learning how to play this brand new game? And then if it sucks, I'm going to be bummed that I wasted my time. That's kind of how I feel. It's like, do I really want to get into something unknown and then be disappointed when I know if I sit down with, whether it's Infamous or even trying to plow through Thief, at least I have an idea how to play it so I can get right back. I can get gaming time in, but I haven't even wanted to play Battlefield lately. I've just been a bad gamer. Bad gamer.
It's like when you go to a restaurant and you order like a hamburger for the 7th time. You're like, I could order something else, but I'm going to be spending money. And that's going to be my meal.
Yep.
It might be good, but man, I know the hamburger's good.
Yep.
I
don't know what it is. I'm a bad gamer. I'm a bad gamer right now. I'm in a bad mood with gaming, and there's nothing that's making me happy with games right now. I mean, nothing on the iPad, nothing on the iPhone. I'm just in a funk, and I'm like, man, did I just all of a sudden just snap out of the video game phase and I'm never going to play games again? I'm like, no, that's probably not the case. But like everybody's like, I've been getting texts today from some of the listeners, and things on Facebook and the whole bit and Twitter. It's like, where you been? it's like, are you mad at me? Did I say something? I mean, did you sell your system? And it's the answer is no to all the above. I just, I get done work, I come home. We've actually been watching a lot more TV. And I'm not a big TV person, but I just haven't wanted to fire up and playing anything on either system. So I've been doing a lot of the TV watching. And we finished. Did you finish watching Helix at all? We watched all 13 episodes.
I did. It's hilarious how my interest dropped in that show.
Yeah.
Like, I thought the first couple episodes were pretty fantastic. And then I realized, like, during the season finale, I was like, oh shit, I'm missing it. And it was halfway over. And then I started watching it, like, just the last half. And I was like, I don't even care enough to go back and watch the first half again.
It took so many twists and turns, the twin brother, stuff like that. You're like, oh, come on.
Yeah.
So, yeah, Helix started out awesome, and it got away from what I thought the show was going to be, and it really took a weird turn. It wasn't, I do got to admit, it still's got some interesting angles on the quote people that live forever or something like that, or whatever they are.
Yeah.
So there's a few things like that I'd like to expand on that storyline a little bit, but we ended up finished watching Helix. Not that I want to turn this into a TV show, but I don't usually watch much TV, but I did sit down and nail Helix out, and we watched all 13 episodes, and that's been my video game time. It's like, do you want to? It's like I keep asking her. It's like, do you want to like pop in Call of Duty and play against the bots? And she's just like, no, not really. I'm like, yeah, me either.
Yeah, gaming's like any other hobby. It kind of has its ups and downs.
Yeah, it does. I'm looking. It's like, I know that we finally got 50 degrees here, if you can believe it. On April 1st, no fools, we got over 20 degrees finally, and it inched up to 50 degrees. So now, like, spring's here, and I'm thinking about the Steam sale. I was like, I still got all ththose Steam games I bought last year from the summer sale that I didn't buy. I mean, I haven't played. So I am not going to buy anything more until I try to play some of these other ones. It just sucks because it's like, oh, man, $4 for this? I got to get it.
I know.
Even if I never play it, because if I ever thought about playing it, I don't want to spend 20. I'll spend 4, though,
It's goddamn sales. They're dangerous.
Yeah, that's what Steam did, is they did that. So I'm in a funk. I have been enjoying Infamous Second Son, and if anybody tweets me or Facebooks me or texts me or contacts me in any way, even on the text line 304-300-9889, and says it's not Infamous 2, it's Infamous 4, I don't care. Okay? I've never played any Infamous. I don't have a PS3. I know nothing about this series. So when it says Infamous Second Son 2, or Infamous Second Son, whatever it is, that to me that sounds like Infamous 2. So I'm calling it Infamous 2. I haven't played any of the other Infamous, so for me it's Infamous 1 for me.
That's true. This is the beginning.
Yeah, for me it is. But Infamous, when anything you call Infamous, if it's Infamous Second Son, or Infamous Second Setting, a second whatever, it sounds like Infamous 2. So if it's Infamous 4, don't call it second anything or third anything.
Why is it called Second Son? Like, who's the first son?
I don't know. I know nothing about the series. I really don't. But it's very Crackdown-ish. I don't know if you played it at all, but how you go through the city and you can you burst up the buildings and go through the vents, and it is quite fun doing that. But I will say that I've heard some other comments on Infamous Second Son that the city looks very unlived in. It looks like just a shell, and I will agree with that. There's some games you play and you can actually go in a few buildings and you see people coming and going, and it looks like it's actually a functioning city. This one here, you can't go into anything, and there's no one going in and out. This is like everybody just sitting there in a corner drinking coffee. And then if you actually...
Well, it's Seattle, so that's kind of realistic.
Yeah, but if you sit there and you blow something up, or you kill some of the soldiers or whatever, like, the people just sit there and like, yeah, whatever. So it's really kind of funny seeing the reactions of the citizens, because they're just like mindless robots just walking around, and they don't really react to anything. In fact, you're sitting there and you're shooting away at an APC in the middle of the road, and it blows up, and it's sitting there, and the guy behind him still sitting there in a car behind the thing honking a horn. And the thing's like blown up and on fire. He won't go around it. So there's a few funny things like that. But it is pretty fun, upgrading your powers and shooting your stuff and jumping up in the air and, taking over parts of the city and the whole bit. And even the spray painting is kind of fun. So that's... If any fun I've had at all on this funk that I'm in has been Infamous Second Son, Infamous 2, whatever you want to call it. So we'll slide it over to you, Nick. Maybe you got something a little bit more fun to talk about.
Yeah, like I said, I'm playing Dark Souls. Like Dark Souls just all the time. It's constantly on my brain and on my mind.
Have you played through it already? Are you on a second playthrough, or are you just still banging away?
Still the first one. I'm definitely getting further, though. Like, the way the game is structured is, in the beginning, it's kind of really open, and you kind of explore this world, and you have to kill 4 main bosses, and then, like, this path to the end boss will open up, and that's kind of the final home stretch of the game. And I know that I've killed those 4 main bosses. I killed 2 last night. So it was like a big night. But there's like a couple other little things around that I want to kind of clean up before I go down that main path. Like there's 2 bosses in particular that I'm just having a hell of a time with because like they're not... I can't just hit them and kill them. Like there's a trick to them. They're like faster than normal. One of them like sets himself on fire, so every time I go to hit him, I get set on fire. And they're just really hard, not because like their health is too high or because they're just strong, but because there's just like a little trick to them that I just kind of need a plan to kill them, and I need to like different types of magic. So that's kind of what I want to do next is just get some souls. Because the currency, use that to buy some magic and use that magic to like set traps for these bosses that'll actually make them a lot easier. But one of the things that I find about the game is you can leave messages for people because it's a single player game, but like there's a really big online component. And a lot of that is you can leave messages for people on the ground. So like if I'm walking through this tunnel and I see a message, I'll walk up to it, hit A, and it'll say, like, beware of enemy on the left. And I know, okay, like, as soon as I pop out from this tunnel, there's going to be a guy on the left trying to kill me. And so there are all types of messages like that. And if you like it, you can rate it. And that's kind of like, it's like clicking like on Facebook. So if you see a message that has, like, it's been rated 60 times, that means, like, 60 people have liked it. So I start leaving messages all over the place. And, god damn it, like, I think I leave really good messages because I try to be really specific. Like, oh, there's a treasure to the left and down. I want to tell people exactly where it is. And nobody fucking rates my messages. But then, like, I'll walk up and there's, like, some random message that says, praise the sun. And it's got, like, 120 likes. I think, what the fuck? What do I have to do to get people to rate my message? I don't get it.
I don't know. I don't know enough about it. It's too bad. It's too bad that wasn't a co-op game.
No, like I'm glad it wasn't a co-op game because it's just like the tone and the mood that it creates is very much very deliberate. Like co-op would make that like a whole different game, and it kind of is co-op because you can summon people into your world to help you, but it's just that you summon random people. You can't summon specific people. So it's kind of like Journey in a way because, you're playing... The whole point of the game is that you play with random people in the world and not people that you know.
Yeah, but honestly, I'm a big co-op guy, so I would love to...
Yeah.
I'd like to make this like a Diablo type of thing,
Yeah. And that's that. Although... Like, not to get too much into news, but I saw that the free game on Xbox this month was Hitman Absolution.
Yeah.
And that is a game that I ended up buying on Steam for like $15, but never playing. But if it's free on 360, I kind of want to play it there just for the achievements. And I'm like, that's a game I've always wanted to play. I heard a lot of good things about it.
I don't know if it was Absolution. I started one of them. I don't know if I still have it, if I get rid of it, but it was on the 360, and I just kind of walked in and you subdue a guy and you hide the body and stuff, and I didn't get very far in it at all. It's another one of those that it didn't grab me, and I don't know what it is. I don't know, we all know me. I'm a very impatient gamer, and you have just a few minutes to get me. It's got to be smooth, and you got to grab me, either that or I'm going on to something else. I'm very finicky, and I'm very particular about my gaming time, and that's one that just was just okay at the start. So I don't know what kind of game I'm looking for, Nick. That's my problem. I know so everybody's talking about the Elder Scrolls. In fact, as a couple people on Twitter were talking about it, they would play it if it didn't have a subscription. And at this point, I thought that was my first thought too. Was I don't want to pay any more for gaming, and this subscription thing's going to kill it with me. But then I was like, you know something? If this game is as good as they say it is, and I'm going to play this as much as I played, say, Diablo 3 or Skyrim, for me, I would wing the $15 a month if this is going to give me an awesome game to play. And if I could play, let's just say me and you, or me, you and Edie, or me or some of the listeners could get together and get on into a dungeon and beat away on something, much like Diablo, then yeah, for me, I would have I wouldn't, probably not for years, but probably for a few months. I'd shell out 3 or 4 months of $15 a whack to try this game out.
Yeah, I've seen some videos of that, and like it's him running around in first person. I don't know exactly what it is, but like that first person view makes me want to play it. Like when I watch video of it and it's in third person, it just looks like an MMO, and I'm not really interested. It's like, it's just a WoW ripoff. But when I see it in first person, it's like, this is Skyrim. I want to play this.
Yeah,
it's weird how much that view impacts things or changes things.
I almost put the Skyrim back in. Actually, I did load it in Oblivion, and I went back and played a little bit of Oblivion because I never finished that. Skyrim I finished, and I think I hit all 200 or 300 gamer points in that. But I want to go back and play something like that because that was so fun. I enjoyed both of those. Excuse me. So I'm hoping that Elder Scrolls Online will be just a continuation of that, but online. But we'll have to find out.
Yeah.
What I'm really bummed about is Space Game help Strike Suit Zero, which I originally saw at PAX East last year with you guys. I picked that up for $20 or $15 on the PC. Played it quite a bit when I got home from PAX and had some fun with it. And it was actually Xbox 360 controller compatible on the PC, which was pretty good. That's coming to PS4, and they said March. And then they backed it up till next Tuesday, April 8th. So it's kind of bummed because that's one I think I could sit and get into. Because that's probably the PC game I played the most was Strike Suit Zero. Of all the games that I have on the PC, that's the one that I enjoyed the most. So I'm looking forward to sitting playing that on the big screen on the PS4. It seems like there's a lot of stuff, good stuff that's coming out. It's just not here quite yet.
Yeah.
In fact, we should do that. While you're sitting there, see if you can do a quick search of what's coming up on PS4 and Xbox One. There must be I had a site marked somewhere that had all the games coming out. Maybe we can talk about some of those that are coming out. Because there's some good ones coming out. I know, obviously, Watch Dogs finally got a release date. Elder Scrolls is coming out very quickly on the PC and then in a couple of months on PS4. And
what was it? Supposedly, Last of Us is coming out for PS4.
Yep, but everything's coming out this summer. It's like,
Yep. I'm really looking forward to heading to PAX because I'm actually excited to start playing Fire Emblem again on the 3DS on the plane because Dark Souls has meant that I've put that game away and just haven't played it at all. So I'm looking forward to being forced into a situation where I can't play Dark Souls.
Oh, there you go. Let's play something different.
Sometimes it's good to do that.
I'm actually looking forward to PAX because they have the new consoles out, and now we can, see some previews of some of the new games.
Yeah, I'm excited to actually get my hands on an Xbox controller and try it out.
Yeah, it wasn't at last PAX, which was 2013. They weren't even talking about the new systems, were they?
No, they weren't.
They were rumored, and I think at E3 is when they busted them out, and then which is E3 is in what, September or August, and then in November they all rolled out. So Corey Walls in the chat room, GB, the lavender bitch, is now she has purple hair now. What's up with that purple hair? That crazy bitch. She should be here momentarily. She's taking care of some things and is hoping to jump on any time now, actually. And she said she's going to miss the first half hour, so she might be here. Let's see. What else can we get going here that we can talk about?
That's kind of all that I've been playing.
Yeah, that's all we've been doing here. The weather's finally getting nice over here. So I've been going outside a little bit more. But, yeah, just been in that fog, except from Infamous Second Son, which I've really enjoyed as best as I can. I still look back, before we get into the news part of it, what is the best game you've played? And I take it you don't have Xbox One, so we're taking PS4. What's the best game you've played so far on the new console?
I'd have to say Assassin's Creed, which is it's non-exclusive to that console and you could play it anywhere, but I think that's just the best game I've played.
See, I still have that. I still have that. And I haven't got rid of it yet, but I haven't gone back to it neither. I had a lot of hard time with the controls. You've also never been like the Assassin's Creed guy. No, I haven't.
Always had trouble with that.
Yeah, I always have. Yeah, but I wanted to give it another shot because I get people say, "Oh, once you get past this, it's a blast." And well, I don't know if I can get past that. That opening scene when you had to throw the bomb down and escape, I couldn't even do that. I just can't maneuver in that game. I just don't know how to move. I don't know how to run. Every time I run, I go up a ladder, and then I don't know how to jump. It's just the controls are so unique, and they're not generic compared to other first-person players or third-person players, and I had a real hard time with that.
Need for Speed was also really good.
Need for Speed, you said?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought that was horrible.
Oh, really?
I thought the gameplay was fine. The driving of the car...
driving around is great.
It was fun, but the game made no sense. Like, you always had to go back to the barracks to check in. It seemed like you were on the same road all the time. And then it was really confusing to who was playing with you. I managed to get into a game with one of the listeners, and I couldn't figure out how to get in or get out. He actually get in with me. And then there was other people on the road doing stupid things. And it was almost like a big multiplayer game, but it wasn't multiplayer. And I was so confused. And I was just so bored playing that game. None of it made any sense to me. It was just the same thing, driving on the same roads, doing the same thing, and I that was gone pretty quick. Like FIFA, the soccer game, that was horrible. The controls were horrible, and if I can't control a game, then I can't play the game. So FIFA was gone. Need for Speed, I didn't really care. If I had to pick one right now, and boy, I haven't gone back to Outlast either. That was just creeping me out. It really is. I need to get back to Outlast because I really did like it. It just was really creeping me out. I guess Tomb Raider for me.
Oh.
That's the one I can unequivocally say I loved Tomb Raider on the PS4 and on the 360. I played it twice through. I thought it looked great. It played great. It was smooth. It's everything that I wanted in a game was Tomb Raider.
Yeah, I'd put Tomb Raider high on my list if I had played it for PS4. But yeah, that was great.
Yep, that was pretty fun.
Coy says Titanfall. That's his best game so far.
Oh, he likes Titanfall. I'm hearing different things about that. A good friend of mine who's a huge Xbox guy that swore off PlayStation, and he got the Xbox One. I talked to him last week, and he says, yeah, I already traded in Titanfall. he's telling me that he doesn't have the, quote, time to play it, but he's also telling me how he's been playing Forza nonstop. So something tells me that Titanfall just didn't quite do it for him. But he doesn't want to tell me that because that's the big game for Xbox. You know what I mean? So, yeah. He's trying to pull one over on the goalie, and I'm not biting. And I heard from a few other people, too, that said that they were kind of done with Titanfall already, and it just... They said it was okay. It just ran out of steam in a hurry. Whereas other people are playing it to death. Go figure.
Yep.
But there is what else is on that list of what's coming out? There's a few others that are coming out.
Yeah, I've been looking at stuff. There's a lot of little games that, like, at least I'm really interested in. Trials Fusion.
Okay.
I love the Trials games. Those things were...
Is that the bikes?
Yeah, that's the bikes.
I never played any of them.
They're fun. They're really tough, but they're fun. There's this kind of JRPG-esque game called Child of Light that I'm really looking forward to.
Okay. That's not Dying Light, right?
No. But then there is another survival horror game called Daylight.
Oh, yeah. Yep, I saw that one. Now, when's that one coming out? Is that...
That's like end of the month.
Oh, that's not that far away.
No, I mean like end of April.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It's coming up because there's a lot of these that are coming out. Like I saw Alien Isolation was finally given a date, and it's like October 7th.
Oh, yeah.
And there was another big game. What's that other big game for PlayStation that's not... Oh, Destiny. That's another one in the fall.
Oh, yeah. Man, it's weird that I keep seeing PlayStation commercials with Destiny on it.
Oh,
it's like, wait a minute.
6 months away.
That's not coming out for like half a year.
Yeah. Yeah, show me something that's coming out. I'm trying to think what else is coming out. The Watch Dogs is what, May?
Yeah, that's like a couple months, I think.
Boy, that keeps getting pushed back. Do you think that's going to...
Well, it just got pushed back that one time.
Well, it was supposed to come out on a launch in November. And now here we are.
It just got pushed back.
Pushed back 6 months,
and they announced it for...
Do you think that's going to bomb?
No, I think pushing it back was good. Like, from what I hear, if it had come out on launch, then it would have bombed.
Really?
But I think pushing it back did that game justice.
Well, let's hope so. I mean, that's the one we saw at PAX last year. We were like, ooh, in an hour. But then I was immediately skeptical about how are they going to pull off all that stuff that they're talking about in the game. Yeah. It just looked too big, if that makes any sense. It's like being able to go in every single building.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, that's boy, how much work's going into that and the whole bit.
But you know what? I'd rather they delay it and put out something that's good than put out something that's bad.
No, you're exactly
like,
right.
Try to fix it.
No, you're exactly right about that. You want something that's pretty good.
Yeah.
Well, you want to slide over into the news then?
Yeah.
All
I was
right.
just browsing the news and
all right, well,
there's something big going on today.
All right, well, hang on. We got the news sounder coming up. Here we go. This is the Gamehounds news. News, views, reviews, and news review here on the Gamehounds. Today with Holy Goalie and Nick DiNicola, and joining us momentarily, hopefully, will be the lovely purple-haired Edie Sellers. So, Nick, go ahead. Fire away. What you got?
Amazon just unveiled its Fire TV.
Yes,
which is a
yes.
streaming box that can play video games.
All right, tell us about it.
There's not like a whole lot of information out already. At least I'm trying to like get some. It's all kind of in bits and pieces across the web, but like it's a streaming box, obviously. You know, it has Netflix, has Hulu Plus, has Amazon Instant Video. But then it can play games too. And from what I can tell, it's kind of like the Amazon App Store. So I don't think it can play like, you know, it's not going to be playing Infamous Second Son type of games. Or it's not going to be playing Assassin's Creed type of games. Sort of smaller games. The kind of things. It's almost like a better Ouya.
Like a Peggle type of game? Things like that?
Yeah, probably something like that. And they have their own controller. And there's a release game called Sev Zero, which I guess is kind of like a tower defense third-person shooter type of game. Only playable on the Fire TV, only playable with their, special new controller. But what's also, like, really surprising is that this thing is for sale now. Like, they announced it and released it on the same day.
Oh, wow.
You could just go to Amazon and buy it now.
Now, did you think we really need another console with everything going on, and then you got Ouya out there, and now you got this, and then Google's probably working on something, and
I don't think so, but I'm always happy to see someone try. Especially Amazon, like
they would have to have a pretty vast library of games that I would want to play for me to try that out. Just because, like I said, I already have the 360. I got the PS4. Maybe at some point down the line, the Xbox One. So, I mean, I can't see myself. I'm already out of slots and HDMI ports on my TV. I have to unplug the PS4 and plug the Roku in if I want to watch Roku. So, I mean, I'm already out. I mean, I don't have any more slots. I mean, for me to pick up a third or fourth console, boy, it would have to be first very affordable, and then secondly, a lot of games that I'd want to play. And, those Peggle type of games, they're a dime a dozen.
Yeah.
And I don't have the Ouya. I have no desire to get one either. I mean, if I'm going to play a console, Nick, I'm going to play the big games, like I said, like the Infamous and the, the Titanfall. That's what I play on consoles. I mean, occasionally, I'll play the Peggle or Puzzle Quest or something like that, but usually I want to play the big games.
Yeah, okay, I found some more information. Apparently, Amazon is saying that the Fire TV is not meant to compete with gaming consoles, but that the gaming capabilities are more geared toward people who already own or who play like smartphone and tablet games.
Okay.
Because it comes with 1,000 Amazon coins, which I guess you can spend in their, app store. And some of the games that are already available are Minecraft Pocket Edition.
Ooh.
So it's specifically the mobile edition of Minecraft that's available for this thing. And then Asphalt 8 Airborne, which is a mobile title from Gameloft. And an endless runner based on Monsters University. So it's a lot of mobile and tablet styled games. So it's kind of interesting. Like, what was it? One of the guys from Xbox, some new guy was announced like Xbox CEO. I forget his name, but one of the things he said was like, we want a renewed focus on games for Xbox. And it's kind of funny that he has to say that because, like, the perception of Xbox has gotten so far away from, like, gaming that he has to come out and state, we're going to have a renewed focus on gaming. Because, so much of what they hyped up for the One is all the media capabilities. And now they're saying, no, we're going to focus on games. And then you have Amazon coming in saying, no, we're going to focus on the media stuff, and the games come second.
I know. It's pretty ironic. It really is. Well, I'm glad that Xbox come out and clarified they are going to focus on games.
Yeah, they kind of need that.
Yeah, of course I'm kidding on that one. But we beat on that drum. But it's just I think they just assumed because it was Xbox, everybody's like going to be like the game's going to be awesome. Yeah, and so just assume the games are awesome, and then now we have all this other stuff for you too. But I think they assume too much.
Yeah, people like to be reassured.
They do. When they come out, when they didn't talk about games at all, that red flags went up all over the place. Surrender flags went up all over the place too. So
I still have absolutely no idea how the Steam box is supposed to fit into all this.
Oh, there's another one that we were just talking about gaming consoles and a whole bit. Now you get the Steam box, and they're saying that that's not going to play everything either.
Yeah.
So you got all these, you could have that, you could have you could have all these, you could probably have 10 consoles right now if you really wanted to. I think it's too much. I think. Oh
man, could you actually have 10? Let's see. There's PS3, PS4, Xbox 360, Xbox One, Ouya.
Mm-hmm.
let's say, Amazon's Fire TV.
Yep.
A Steam machine.
Yep.
I think one's already out.
Yeah.
That's 7.
The Wii U.
Oh yeah, Wii U.
8.
I can't believe I forgot about the Wii U.
So there's 8. There's got to be
It's 8.
another.
We could just say Wii and PS1
or PS2 or something. I mean, in theory,
like GameCube.
you could have 10 consoles.
Yeah, you could. It wouldn't be difficult to have 10 things underneath your TV. God damn, that's a lot.
You need a whole rack for them. You ever seen those things on? Well, I don't know. You're not on Facebook that much, but there's these people that have like these rooms and they're just wall to wall games. Like a library. Instead of books, it's video games on the wall, and they've collected like thousands and thousands of these games all over the place. I can see those people there, and then they have shelves with all the different consoles on them too. It looks like a retro video game store. And I can picture some of these people having 10 consoles, and that's if you just have one of each too.
Yeah.
If you don't,
hopefully you just have one of each. Hopefully you don't need 2.
Well, I'm saying if obviously not in the same room.
Oh yeah, that's true.
But I mean, we have 2 here.
Okay.
We have one upstairs, one downstairs, and a whole bit. And I knew a friend of mine that had 4 Xbox 360s in his house.
Oh, geez.
Yeah. And so we'd have people over and have parties and just, bang, there you go. And a whole bit. Oh, Yaga says Oculus Rift. I don't know if that's really a console. So Corey Wallace says he's got 6 of them.
Console.
He's got 6 consoles in his house right now.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah. He says including his PS Fat. That's awesome.
You know what? If we include a cable box under the TV, that's kind of an extra one.
Yeah. How soon do you think Comcast is going to start playing video games? I know my Roku does.
Oh, Jesus.
You can play Angry Birds and you can play a few other games on the Roku. So I guess
that'd be awful, man. That Comcast browsing menu, like their on-demand menu, is so terrible. Yeah. Oh, I would hate to see what their home screen of a video game console would be.
Yeah, but you can change colors.
Ooh.
So I have mine set to purple, and she's got hers set to black or something. It's kind of neat.
Huh.
Anyway. Hey, as mentioned, Alien Isolation launching on October 7th, another survival horror game. This one in the Alien universe. We talked about this one in the past a little bit. This is not to be confused with Evolve, which they both got announced at the same time, and they were both called Alien. Even though Evolve does not Alien, but it is an alien planet. So Alien Isolation, another survival horror game, probably very much like the Outlast game that just come out. Nick, I don't know. I have, what's that one that's on the PC? The big survival horror game on the PC that's on Steam.
The big survival horror game, DayZ?
No. It's you're in an old castle. You wake up in a castle and you're going around, and they just launched a new one.
Amnesia.
Amnesia, yeah. I didn't get very far in that either. I don't know what it is. I get creeped out with these games. I get into it, and I just get.
You know what? That's a good thing.
It is, but I get creeped out. I was watching Edie stream Outlast, and I was shitting my pants watching her play. I don't know if I can play this. They just did a real good job with it. So I haven't gone back to that, but Alien Isolation, yeah, all the way in October. And I think that's about the same time Evolve's coming out. I'll have to check on that. But that Evolve game, that's going to be fun, Nick. The 5-player co-op game Evolve, where one of you can be the big beast and the other 4 are trying to take him down.
And I read a story about a hands-on preview that sounded really interesting because it described you're playing in a forest area. And the guy playing the monster could climb up the trees and jump around on the trees so that it was hard to see him as he moved. Because if you were on the ground, he'd leave footprints so that the other guys could track him. But there were also animals around.
Yeah, I think you have to fight the animals in the environment as well.
Yeah, it's they just what I got from the preview is that if the monster starts eating the animals, it gets bigger and stronger. So there's this kind of desire, you got to find the monster and kill it faster, because the longer that you can't find it, the longer you hunt it, the stronger it's probably getting.
Yeah, I'm hearing that there is 3 to 4 stages of the game, and that in the beginning stages, the monster's kind of small and easy, and you can catch them easy, but you also have the basic weapons. So as it goes on, not only do you get better weapons and level up, but the monster does too. He gets bigger and has bigger powers. So you want to get him before he gets to the... I don't know if it's 3 or 4 stages in this game, but once he gets there, he's a bitch. And so the idea is to try to get him before he gets to that point. So everybody's kind of leveling up together. But yeah, you are correct that the monster just gets bigger and bigger. And he's on the move, you know? But he can hide, I guess, from what I heard. So that could be a fun game. And what I'm hearing that is really probably the best thing about the game is you can play that by yourself, or you can play it with 1 friend or 2 friends or 4 friends. So you don't... Remember when we played Beast Mode in Gears of War 3? You had to wait for 5 people to get in the room before the game would start. Or you could start it with just 2, but it really... You needed 3 or 4 for that game to make it work very well. But this one here, it's almost like Left 4 Dead, where the computer will take over the other part. So,
oh, really? Oh, yeah. That's awesome.
Yeah, so in theory, I guess, reading the articles in this, let's just say me, you, and Edie all played. We could all be the quote, hunters, with a 4th hunter bot fighting the alien monster bot, if you follow that.
Yeah, I like that.
That's and
good.
See, I think that really, really mixes it up because... there might be times we all want to fight on the same team, but there might be times like, okay, tell you what, Edie's going to be the monster this time. The next time, Nick's the monster. You know what I mean? You rotate that through. That could be so much fun doing it that way.
Yeah. The more I hear about this game, the more excited I get about it.
Yeah. I'm hoping they pull it off. I really do, because I know Left 4 Dead was so much fun. And even the versus mode when you had humans versus the infected, so to speak, and you could have 4 humans against 4 humans, that was even kind of fun. I never was very good at some of that stuff there.
Yeah, I was never a good hunter.
I tried the smoker. I couldn't.
But it was still fun.
Yeah, I couldn't do anything with the smoker. So let me.
Oh man, it was great licking people from far away, and like when you lick that straggler and
wait, Nick, hang on a sec. We got a call coming in.
Hello?
Hang on, we got a call.
Hi, I'm Edie from Richmond, California. You guys suck. What's wrong with you? Why aren't you talking about Ghost Recon? That's the only game.
No, Call of Duty.
Call of Duty, sorry.
No, it's Battlefield, fuckers.
Battlefield. Hey. So what are we talking about?
We were just talking about
like
Evolve.
Left 4 Dead.
We're in the news section of the show.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, we got into the news a little early. We just doing what we were playing. If we can hold off on the news if you want real quick and go into what you've been playing.
Goat Simulator.
Oh, okay.
It's a much. I was under the impression from the videos that I saw that it was just going to be about being a goat and running around, and it sort of is. But since it was made in a jam day, essentially, it wasn't a real game. I figured, they were just going to clear the bugs out and let it go. No, there's a lot of stuff in there.
Really?
There's a whole lot of stuff.
How does it control? Is it smooth?
It's pretty smooth. It's clunky, but that's kind of the nature of it. It's about leaning into the bugs as opposed to worrying about the bugs. It's you can find all these Easter eggs all over. It's a fairly small map, but there's a lot in it. The cars, when you headbutt them or you kick them, blow up. And you get like points for that and achievements for that. And you can blow up a gas station.
Oh, nice.
They've got the Coffee Stain Studios inside, or a building that is the Coffee Stain Studios, and you go in and you just attack everybody and everything in there, and they all scream. And there's these hilarious achievements that you can get for headbutting or kicking particular members of the Coffee Stain group. If you just go hunting up in the hills, I came across an area that had a pentagram on the ground, and it was all, when you walk into it, everything would fade to red, and this red glowing pentagram. So if you drag 5 people up there, and it's easiest to do it with your sticky tongue, you drag 5 people onto the pentagram, and then you become Satan's goat, which has all these other cool abilities. Like if you're walking around and you're on your feet, and you hit the activate button, which is R, everything around you will there'll be this red ball in front of you that will suck all of the items and people around you into a ball in front of you, and then you can butt that ball. But if you ever fall down or are ragdolled, then you go flying up into the stratosphere. It's insane. And you're just flying all over the place. And here's the thing. There's a jetpack. I found a jetpack. I have found a ball pitching machine. And I have found Satan's goat. And as far as I can tell, once you've found one of these things, that it becomes part of you and you can't get rid of it. So I've got this ball machine on my back with a jetpack and Satan's goat. All of them are activated by R. So every time that I turn off the Satan's goat, the jetpack activates. Every time I turn on the jetpack, Satan's goat activates, which can send you into the stratosphere. So it makes it almost impossible to control. And then, of course, every time I hit R to switch out either or out of or into the other thing, whether it's the jetpack or the Satan's goat, a ball will launch from the pitching machine. So all of a sudden it's like, pop, there goes a ball, and like, oh, and I'm up into the air. It's super fun. There's a section where there's somebody's having goat fights, and you have to involve yourself in a goat fight. And if you win the goat fight, then you get a super, super strong goat who's a real badass and can knock things, like when you headbutt somebody, you headbutt them and they go like 100 yards, up into the air and way over everything. There's a building there that is a zero gravity building. Inside of it has what they call a ragdoll skate park. So you run up to the top of the ramp and then you ragdoll and you will slide down into a skate park and you can do tricks and stuff. There's water slides in an empty swimming pool. So you go up to the top of the water slide and run off of it and then ragdoll and you'll slide down and just go launching up into the air. It's pretty hilariously fun. And I just achieved the tall goat. I unlocked the tall goat by playing it. And I did not investigate the tall goat, but I looked at some of the videos. Apparently the tall goat is a giraffe. So you can play a giraffe in all this, which is just so graceful, really.
Watching the videos of the giraffe are great because it ragdolls. And giraffes are so tall and lanky that you just see like the neck just swinging around like a whip. It's like, oh, Jesus.
Yeah, it's
so majestic.
I find it almost as a better game to watch on YouTube than it is to play, because you spend a lot of time just running around and investigating the environment. There's a what do they call those big machines that cut down wheat? Thresher, whatever.
A thresher maw?
Yeah, not a thresher maw. But you know what I'm talking about. Those big ones. It's a big tractor with a super long.
Oh yeah. I've seen them.
Yeah. And you can run into that and you hit that and it launches you across the whole map. If you go into one of the buildings, it's got a treadmill running. If you run up on the treadmill, it'll shoot you backwards out all the way across the other side of the map. It's fun to investigate, but once you've kind of investigated it all, you have to really start looking into the videos to see what other people have found, because it's hard to find a lot of these Easter eggs without somebody letting you know how to do it. And it makes for great YouTube videos. I don't want to say it's not fun to play, because it is fun to play, but I can see that its lifespan is fairly short.
That's what I was going to ask you. Some of the people were posting, I don't know if it was on Twitter or Facebook, and what's going to be the shelf life of this game? I mean, I know you said you have some fun and you've been playing, you went up in the air and you get all these crazy things going on, but But how long have you played it, and how long do you think you will play it before it runs out of steam?
I played it about 3 hours.
Wow, really? That much?
Yeah,
huh?
yeah. The first 60 minutes goes fast because there's so much to see and investigate and do. I would say probably no more than about 4 or 5 hours the way it stands. But they have a whole huge section, and they've made it clear that they are going to expand this game and want people to design levels. So they are kind of opening it up and saying, hey, let's make this big. So there's going to be a lot of additional content that comes with it. And that's what's going to keep it going.
Okay.
Because once you've kind of discovered all the Easter eggs, and there are a lot of them already, but once you've kind of discovered them, it kind of hits. It's like practical jokes, or it's like, like slapstick comedy. The first time you fall down, it's funny. The second time, it's sort of funny. The third time, not so funny. And same thing with the Easter eggs. Once you've kind of discovered this Easter egg, it's hilarious, and then it becomes less and less.
So walk us through how the game starts and how you actually play. So you put it in, and tell us what happens. And is it like
a goat?
Okay, so you're so you just walk around and do whatever you want to do. Do you have missions? Are there paths? Or tell us about the gameplay and how you control the goat.
You control the goat. Forward is W, backward is S, swimming to the left is A, swimming to the right is D, Q.
It's like first-person shooter controls on the PC.
First-person shooter controls. If you want to walk in a straight line, use a combination mouse and keyboard. Q will ragdoll you. E will let you lick. And when you lick something, you attach to it, and you can drag it around if it's draggable, or it will drag you. If you, say, lick the truck that's going by, it will drag you by.
So you just walk around in this world and just discover things.
Not just discover. You beat up everything. Go inside of a house and just annihilate the inside of the house. Just break everything. Go up under the hills and find stuff up in the hills that are little... like, say there's a big fan, a big hole in the ground. You jump in and there's a fan inside of it. So then you float up. There's a zero gravity. Oh, also in the zero gravity room is a whole room that's full of fans on the ground. So you essentially float around, and you can get into other areas and into the offices. And then you go inside the offices, just destroy the offices, and then come back out and float back out. Yeah. It's just about destruction and getting points for destruction and multipliers for destruction. In fact, when you blow up the the gas station, you get an achievement called "You Michael Bay'd That," and you don't. It does not take itself seriously, and it rightly should. It's just fun destruction.
And how much is it? $10?
$10. I think it's a little expensive, at least the way it stands right now. I would say the way that this game is now, it's a good great $5 game. $10, it's a little expendy for as quickly as this will become dated. It won't be quite so giggly funny.
I wonder if Octodad
add more content to it for that $10. Yeah, absolutely. Open up new parts of the map. They were looking to the users to build content for it. So it has the potential of actually being really well worth the $10.
Is this similar to Octodad, maybe?
It's Octodad minus the story.
Okay.
There is no story. There are little achievements, but they're really not achievements in the grand scale of, like, dress yourself. That's not it. It's like, do a 360, do a 720, jump off a roof. And I have been in areas where I didn't get all the way through, like there's the Goat Tower, and there's a lot of collectibles as well. So you can find these collectibles in various places, and one of the collectibles was up in the Goat Tower, and I could see it. So I went over to the Goat Tower, got the collectible, went up to the Goat Tower and didn't go inside. But I just found out last night from a YouTube video, inside the Goat Tower is the Goat Throne Room. And
how could you not go in there?
I just didn't think about it. I just didn't walk in. But inside is the goat throne room. And if you get in the goat throne room, case in point, Easter egg, hilarious, and go sit on the throne in the goat throne room, then you become the king of the goats. And then you have this new activated button, which is R again. And wherever you go, you can call your goat servants. So if you're standing there and you hit R, a goat will drop out of the sky behind you. So you can just hit R, 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 and have goats. So you can stand on a trampoline and then hit R, and all the other goats will fall around you on the trampoline and just bounce everywhere.
So it's kind of drop in, drop out gameplay?
Drop in, drop out.
Yeah.
If this was multiplayer, this would be off the hook fun. Oh my God, off the hook fun. Even if it was a small group multiplayer. Oh my God. Would be because it's very much in the way that Minecraft is a creativity engine. This is a lot of creativity engine, but in a very different way. It's, I wonder if you could do this. Nope, that didn't work, but it was hilarious. What would happen if I licked this truck? Well, wait a minute. What if I licked this truck on the bumper as opposed to on the...
Whoa!
I ask that question every day.
There's a slow motion mode, so if you want to lick that fast-moving car, there's a section out there that are a bunch of hillbillies doing donuts. So you go out there and you try and catch up with that car and just get just the right part of the bumper. The goat will be spun around in the circle and just take out everybody standing around watching the goats or watching the donuts. There's a lot of stuff to do and a lot of stuff that's not obvious to do. So if you're the kind of person that gets into a game and goes, well, what am I supposed to do? I don't know what I'm supposed to do. I don't get it. I don't understand. Then you're not going to probably like this game for more than 5 minutes. But if you're interested in exploring an environment and doing very, very stupid things, that's where it gets
I
good.
think I might like this.
I don't know. You sometimes tend to, I don't know what's going on. I don't
Well,
get
because I was just talking to Nick. I'm in a wicked funk right now of video games. I put in Thief again, and it's not doing it for me.
Not good. That's why.
It's
why
just-
did you pick up Thief? Go get Lara Croft. That will make you feel better.
No, I already played that. I just said that's the most favorite game I played so far on the PS4. I'm having fun with Infamous Second Son. I really am. That is very much Crackdown-ish and Saints Row 4-ish. Not quite to that level, but it is kind of fun. But I'm just wanting something to tide me over until I can get lost in another game. And
this is definitely not something you will get lost
But I mean, this
in.
might be fun if I could just fire it up and just walk around and do stupid things.
Remember,
and fly.
there's very little structure, and they don't do a really good job of explaining to you how the controls work. I mean, other than just moving around.
Is it hard to move around? No. Okay.
No. It's hard to be very accurate moving around.
Which is half the fun, probably.
Right, exactly. That if you can't get through the door, it's like, all right, well, then I'll just make a hole through the wall.
That might be kind of silly fun, though. I mean, again, at the 5 or 10 minute thing, just kind of jamming around and having fun.
It's definitely a good for 5 or 10 minutes. Just remember that if you don't know, if you can't figure out what to do, just go somewhere else. Either that or just start headbutting things. Like find all the people, put them all in a big pile, and then bring a car and drag the car over it, put it on top of the people, and then headbutt the car and make it explode. And all the people go flying up and light on fire. Nobody dies.
I was going to say, you can't die in this game.
No, you can't die in this game.
Okay.
You can only be ragdolled.
That's pretty cool.
With a jetpack on. Oh, that's last night. It was just, I just had so much stuff on me that it was just impossible to play, but hilarious. And I tried. There's some really awesome stuff. So there's definitely lots of places to explore everything. Explore everything, headbutt everything.
We'll
So,
check that out.
that's what
Cool. So, Goat Simulator, he's giving that a
I'm giving it a thumbs up.
All
I'm
right.
giving it a slightly too expensive thumbs up.
Cool. Now, so we were actually, right before you got here, Nick was going over the news talking about the Amazon, quote, console coming out. Was it the Fire, Nick?
Yeah, the Fire TV.
The Fire TV. And we said it's quite possible right now to have 10 consoles on your TV. And we tried to name them all. We got up to 8.
I think 9 if you include a cable box.
That's not really video
You're
games.
saying, okay, Xbox One,
Yeah.
Xbox 360, PS4, PS3, PS2,
Mm-hmm.
Xbox One.
Well,
'cause
yeah,
that's still workable.
if you include PS2, we had to like go back 2 generations.
Yeah.
Right. Okay, so we're talking. Well, we only just want to go back one generation then.
But I mean, yeah, in theory, you could still have a PS2 hooked up.
Right.
Yeah.
PS2 is still
Yeah, so
definitely
three PlayStations and 2 Xboxes. So right off the bat, there's 5. Then you had the Ouya.
Yeah, 6.
Then you had the Fire from Amazon, 7.
Amazon Fire.
You know,
On Live is dead, right?
they're coming back, but I didn't even think about that. They're making a comeback. Okay, On Live,
Don't
Steambox.
worry about
Steambox, and then
that. Wii U.
Wii U, 10.
anything from Wii. It's 10. Yeah, Nick, we didn't even pick up on the On Live. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you could have
And
10
TV
things hooked up to your TV right now, 10 consoles. So we were talking about, with this Amazon, the Fire TV coming out. It's just too many consoles.
I don't know, because they all kind of serve a different purpose.
But some of the littler ones, and I don't mean to belittle any of the consoles, but I mean, obviously anything but PlayStation, Xbox, and Wii, they're really smaller stuff, and they're all kind of the same. So you
Indie
would,
games, puzzlers.
yeah, you wouldn't really need more than one. You pick the one that had the best games, but you wouldn't need like 2 or 3 of those.
Mm-hmm. Right, pretty much the Steam box kind of trumps all those. Kindle or no, Amazon or no.
Yeah, but it seems
Have they said what the Amazon Fire is going to have? It's going to have first run games. or is it-
small stuff. Nick said.
Yeah, it's like a Ouya, but with Amazon backing it. So
that has potential.
That's what I said
Does
too.
it
If they have a
has-
decent library of stuff, it might be interesting. The Steam box, I don't know if that's going to play the big games though, is it? At least not at first.
yeah, definitely not at first.
But Steam has already established itself doing the little games, things like Papers, Please, and Guns of Icarus, and Goat Simulator. That is the go-to place for small developers.
Hey, speaking of the Guns of Icarus, that's supposed to come to PS4 and Xbox, right?
That's what I heard.
I'm hoping they're gonna be
at
there.
PAX. They're going to be at PAX.
Yeah, I'm gonna nail them on that because that I did enjoy playing that. I did have a problem. It did crash quite a bit on me a little, but if that come over the console, that would be fun. Because I tried to use my controller to play that game, and I had some fun matches. I got to say, it was pretty good. And if that come over a little multiplayer like that, sit and play on the PS4 or the Xbox One, that would be fun. I hope they
You
do.
get a ton of support from I'd say would be mid-level developers for the Steam box. Things like Double Fine. Things like obviously Coffee Stain. That's right now, as far as I'm concerned, the winner currently is without seeing any of them. Steam is the winner as far as the indie game console right now because they just have the content.
Oh well, yeah, they've been around a long.
Question is, can Amazon is Amazon committed enough to this? What is it called? The Fire
TV.
Fire TV. If they're as committed enough to the Fire TV to put the money behind it to get a backing the same way that from developers the Steam has, it has potential to be a competitor to the Steam box. But right now, Steam box is far and away the most attractive of all of them.
Well, I think the problem with the Steam box is that it runs Linux. And that's just like a completely unique operating system that isn't designed to run games. Was the Amazon thing, even the Ouya, they run Android. They run this operating system that runs on multiple devices and already have games that existing for it. So it's easy to take a game, from the Android App Store and just toss it on over to the Fire TV because, A, it's the same operating system. It's low barrier to entry for developers. Was Steambox with Linux, like you literally have to remake the game to get it to run on a Steambox. And I don't know how many developers will do that. I know certainly no big developer, no AAA developer is going to do that until the Steam machines are wildly successful.
And they're really expensive too.
Yeah.
It's a really interesting time to be where we are, me and Gully, because this is kind of the beginning of the next golden age, I think, of gaming.
Oh I think we've been in a golden age, especially
we have been in a golden age. So I'm saying the next golden age, where there's always consoles have been Sony, Microsoft, Nintendo. Those who are the guys that made the console.
Well,
in the
been
last
there for a while.
5
They used to be
years, not
Sega.
even that, last 3 or 4 years, just less than a handful of years, you've got all these other medium to large size non-gaming companies, and even some small companies that are starting to vie for that market of consoles, and that's never really happened before.
Yeah, if anything, it'll be good because it'll force Sony and Microsoft to make theirs better. And I mean, even if you look at it already, it's hard to argue that they've got better things. I mean, they can do all the streaming stuff that Amazon does, and they've got better games.
Yep. And speaking of that, on other news, you heard that the new head of the Xbox division,
Yeah, what was his name?
Phil Spencer,
Oh, that's right.
he's a gamer.
Let's
Yeah.
hope.
And
Yeah,
Let's
he's
hope.
a gamer guy.
He's like, we have a renewed focus on games.
It's pretty bad they have to say that, but I guess they do have to say it.
Yeah.
Well, the last head of, who was the head of it before? Don, was it Don Matrick?
How can you forget that?
Don Matrick. Fuckers. Don Matrick really, I don't think, was a gaming guy.
I have
he
no
was-
idea.
Let me find out. Phil Spencer. Yeah, I mean, Phil Spencer came from, rather than a business end, he came from a games end. He was a kind of developer, as far as I think he was I forget which studio he started with, but he started with a studio that was bought by Microsoft and worked his way up. He is a game guy, as opposed to I'm having another brain cramp. Don Matrick.
Don Matrick?
I don't know why I can't never remember his name. As opposed to Don Matrick, who was kind of a business guy, who knew the business of the game industry. So it's going to be interesting to see how this changes things.
What else we got for news
In
here?
lighthearted news, it was April Fool's yesterday.
God.
So
Oh.
a lot of April Fool's jokes.
Oh my God! Yes, this was a good year for him.
I didn't even read any of them. I just stayed away because I didn't want to get hopes up or hopes down, so I ignored everything.
One of I think the best ones, which I think could actually be real, because the first game was announced on April Fool's and ended up being real. So, Ubisoft announced Far Cry Blood Dragon
Right.
on April Fool's a couple of years ago, and everyone thought that it was a joke, but it wasn't. They announced a sequel called Blood Dragon 3, Vietnam War 2.
Awesome.
And
name.
that's all I know about it, but God, that sounds so good.
Yeah, and the other one that came out was that Oculus Prime was going to be in Titanfall.
Oh yeah, that's
Yes,
right, I saw
yeah,
that.
yeah.
I wish it had been just a little bit more believable.
There was one, like, the guys in charge of the Frostbite engine. I guess the Frostbite engine has its own Twitter account. That's the one that Battlefield uses, that EA uses. They
Right.
sent out a tweet that was like, Frostbite's now available for Wii U. But they ended up taking down the tweet because I guess people thought it was too mean.
Really? Have
Yes.
we become that big a pussy in this world that
Oh,
we
yes.
have to worry? We might hurt Wii U's feelings.
Yes, apparently so.
It's a console. It doesn't have feelings. Get over it. What else? Did you see the Google Maps Pokemon?
Oh yeah, you could be a Pokemon master.
Yes, and I hope they keep it. I haven't looked at it today, but I actually played it. It's very cool. If you bring up the apps, the Google Maps app on either Android or OS X on the iPhone. You look at the map. If you go up to the search bar, you have to sign in with your Gmail account. And if you go up to the search bar, it will say, you'll see a little blue Pokemon ball. And you can say start. And when that happens, you will see Pokemon appear at random places on the map. And you have to kind of search the map. And when you see a Pokemon, you tap it, and it'll bring up a little prompt if you want to capture it. And you can capture all the Pokemon. They tend to be mostly centered around Google's offices, main offices, which is where when you start that game, it'll bring you directly to Google's offices, the Googleplex. And so they're kind of usually scattered in the neighborhoods or in the cities around Googleplex. But you can catch them. I think I've caught like 8 or 10. It's very cute.
Gotta catch them all.
I do. I have no idea. I'm not a big Pokemon person, but it is pretty funny.
Yeah, I'm not a Pokemon guy either.
Mm-hmm.
I love Pokemon when it first came out. I actually, at one point, had all 150 memorized.
Really?
But holy shit. They've kept adding more and more to it.
Aren't you glad you dropped it now while you had the chance?
No, I mean, from what I understand, they're still really good RPGs.
I mean, one of these days I might try that. I might try a Pokemon. And you heard that Cliff Bleszinski, because we don't want to call him Cliffy B anymore, Mr. Bleszinski called Notch a whine. It said he was whining about capitalism.
You know what? I agree with Cliffy B. Notch was not just being a little baby.
You do realize pot, kettle.
What is Cliffy B whining about?
Cliffy B has always been kind of a whiny little bitch too.
How so?
Yeah, Minecraft. Let's see. Cliff Bleszinski called Notch a pouty kid. Says the king and Lord God of all pouty kids. And then, of course, Notch responded saying that, let's see, what is let's see, I'm reading out of GameSpot. Gears of War designer Cliff Bleszinski called Notch a pouty kid for canceling the game, and Notch has responded to the former Epic Games designer's claims. Quote, I'm a man driven by principles, not capitalism, so I guess I'll just have to get used to the occasional name-calling. That's a very highbrow answer.
It is, but it doesn't change the fact that the outrage that emerged because of Oculus being bought by Facebook was so insane and over the top. And he just kind of fuels it more, like he just justifies it by saying, oh, we're going to cancel Minecraft because of that. And just one of the things he said, like, I didn't pay $10,000 to seed a Facebook acquisition. And it's like, yes, you did. Like, yes, you fucking did. Like, that's what Kickstarter is. You didn't, like, invest in anything. You invested your money to help these people, like, create a prototype of a cool device. And because they sold it to Facebook doesn't, like, that's exactly what you did. If you thought you did anything else, you were misguided.
Yes, I agree. That's the thing. But a lot of people were fairly misguided, and I can understand them being upset if they were misguided and believed that they were going to see, they got a prototype, and they were going to see a controller that was. They did, but it was a prototype of a controller that was going to be released for games.
And that's exactly what, but it's still doing
I don't think that's what it's going to be, and I don't think anybody except you does. It's not going to be games. In fact, I would be surprised. Mark my word, I will be surprised if you ever see the Oculus Rift released at all.
Really?
Yes, I think that they purchased it.
Want to put money down? They say it's coming out this year.
Well, all right, if they say it's coming out this year, but when did they say that? Before or after the sale?
They said it's like they're still on track to release a consumer version this year.
I think that Microsoft's acquisition of it was driven Facebook's acquisition of it was driven less by the desire to own the company for making a prototype or making a controller of any kind, and more for the patents. Because Facebook loves to own patents. That's where the money is.
Nah, I disagree with that.
It's the lead.
That's something Microsoft would do.
Sounds like if
Microsoft bought them,
Apple does. They all do it. Samsung does it. Everybody does it.
No, but all I'm saying is, if Microsoft bought them in the same way that happened when they bought the company that made the Kinect, you would never hear from Oculus Rift again. But in like 4 years, you'd see an Xbox branded VR headset. But with Facebook, I can see them just like saying, "Okay, we bought you. Now do your thing." Like
That's
they don't have.
That's going to happen. I've read articles about that saying that nothing has changed. It's just that our company's owned by Facebook. Nothing has changed, and I don't necessarily know if I believe them. Maybe it's because I don't trust Facebook. Because what the fuck? They can't even make an app that works properly on the iPhone. Why should I trust them to make a VR headset?
And that's what I think it is. I think people hate Facebook and hate it so much. And almost so.
Facebook is really evil. They're horrible, horrible, horrible people. It's a horrible company with very, very bad ideas, and it's raping people every day, and every day people are just spreading their cheeks and say, take me, big boy. Their whole buying likes, boosting your posts, as they call it, that is the biggest freaking scam and can actually hurt you.
Well, then why do you use it?
I don't. I never have, and I'm so glad I haven't.
Why not?
Then why do you use Facebook?
Why is that bad?
Why is it?
Well, it's like you're still on Facebook.
There is a very good article that's out right now. Sorry, not an article, but a video. That if you just look under YouTube Facebook fraud. And it was recently made by a guy who does a lot of science stuff. He's got a channel that's all kind of gearhead science stuff. And he did a bunch of experiments with Facebook pages and using their boost post, and showed how screwed up it was and how, well, it's a long story. Bottom line is the boosting of the posts actually makes it harder for people who want to interact with your page to find you. It'll boost your likes and it'll make your posts that you post liked more, but these likes are actually not genuine likes. They're people in Bangladesh who don't have absolutely no engagement whatsoever. They're just essentially drones that are just going around and clicking stuff because they're paid to just click stuff. And when they do that, it dilutes, because not all Facebook posts go out to all the people that like you. It dilutes your base, your pool of likes, and it infiltrates it with all these people who are never going to engage with you, so that the people who do get to engage with you have less of a chance of actually getting your posts. It hurts your page. As if you genuinely want a page that is full of, like we do, engaged, interested people that are fans of Gamehounds, it would make it harder for fans of Gamehounds to actually see what we're posting.
That's weird, because I know that I actually was working on a website for something. They're like, "Oh, I want to advertise on Facebook." So I actually went in and we narrowed it down that you could, pick a particular city and go like 5 cities around that city and advertise there only.
Right, but that's not how things work. Before anybody, and you should do your research before you purchase anything as far as boosting your posts on Facebook. Always do your research. But I was considering doing that and came across, just by happenstance, a video that was recently, and it's actually got quite a lot of attention lately, because it is somebody that's very respected as far as his YouTube videos on science and research and doing experiments. And he did a number of experiments creating new pages that had never existed before, and then boosting posts, and saw what was happening. It's very interesting. Just go to YouTube. I think it's about 6 or 8 minutes long. It's called Facebook Fraud.
Okay.
That's not what it's called, but if you look up Facebook Fraud, you will find it. and I'll tell you what the name of it is.
I like what Kedron says. This is why you should be more active on your G Plus page, on your Google Plus page.
Yeah, actually, I'm getting a lot more soft, fuzzy feeling about Google Plus right now, because Google Plus really is the alternative to Facebook, and Facebook is, because it is the big elephant in the room, it can sit on anybody it wants, and it knows it, and it is doing it.
I think Kedron also made a really good point. He said to watch Carmack. If he leaves Oculus, they're in trouble. And I think that's what people should be looking for, because he is like, I forget, there was a tweet, I forget who said it, but someone was like, oh, all the jokes about John Carmack working for Facebook, but the thing is, he doesn't have to work. He chooses to.
Right.
And so the thing is, he is so obsessed and so into the technology side of things. As long as he's still there, you can rest assured that they are focusing on the VR tech and games and making that as great a VR thing as possible. If he leaves, then you know that they've changed direction. And in fact, like just this week, there were a bunch of news stories about how 3 VR guys from Valve have moved over to Oculus after this acquisition.
Yeah,
so
I saw that.
They seem very much still on track in terms of games.
Yeah, and the Facebook, it is actually literally called Facebook Fraud, and it's from the channel is Veritasium, Veritasium.
I'll check it out.
And he has a bunch of other stuff, like he's got, and there's another one called Problems with Facebook. But he's also got stuff like, why do venomous animals live in warm climates? Can silence actually drive you crazy? That kind of stuff. Anti-gravity wheels. So he's a science geek.
Let me ask you guys a question here that we're talking about the Rift here and the virtual reality and all this other stuff. 3D was supposed to be the next big thing, and it's really kind of fizzling out. It's not dead by any means, but it's definitely not where it should have been when it first came out.
I'm sad for that because I like 3D. I want to get a 3D TV.
But my TV has it, and I tried watching a Netflix thing in 3D, and it was weird. So I was just like, yeah, I can't see myself putting on glasses and watching stuff in 3D. I just don't see it. But so here's my question for you guys. Man, how do I even say this? Can you see yourself putting on that virtual reality headset and playing games for a long stretch of time?
No.
And I say that just because, like, when I'm playing games, okay, maybe it's just this world we live in, and we get our phones on, and when we have people in the room. So I'm sitting there. Usually, I got CJ with me, or sometimes Mrs. Goalie comes down and watches me. So if I put on this virtual reality thing and play a game, I can't interact with anybody in the house. I can't say, "Hey, check out this great game," because only I can see it. I can't look down at my phone if somebody's calling. I can't, put the game on pause real quick, and it seems like if you're gonna do that, you got to be all alone and be totally deprived of everything around you. Mm-hmm. And I just don't see how that. I know Nick would
fucking love that idea.
I know you would, Nick. I could see.
It's you, Nick. You don't have a life. You don't have other things. All you have is work and games.
The thing is, when you're playing a game, you don't need the phone. You don't need all that stuff. I mean,
yeah, but
I think the Oculus looks great. I mean, especially for horror gaming. You were talking earlier, Goalie, about how you really get into it and you want to play the lights off. Like playing a horror game in the Oculus is kind of the absolute perfect way to play a horror game.
My heart might explode.
Don't get me wrong. I think that in certain situations, in short runs, or of time, it could be a lot of fun playing a game on something like that. But I just can't. Like, how many hours that we sit and we play something like the Left 4 Dead's, and Call of Duty or Gears of War or Skyrim, anything like that. And we sat there. I don't play like 4 or 5 hours without moving. I'll play for an hour and I'll get up and I'll do this, or the dog will bark. If I get this virtual reality headset in a dog box, I'm jumping up and I'm hitting the ceiling. You know what I mean? Because I can't see what's going on. If somebody comes down the stairs or somebody touches you on the shoulder, you're gonna be jumping up. So I like to be aware of what's going on. In fact, I was playing Outlast with the headphones on, and she come down and tapped me on the shoulder, and I literally went through the roof. Shit myself. I did. I had to change underwear. I had a turd in my drawers, and I was like,
really?
I said, you can't do that.
Seriously?
Just it's radio. Go with it. So I'm like, you can't do that.
Ruining the illusion.
Yeah, I know. This is theater of the ass, and you just wrecked it. Yeah, like you can't do that when I'm playing Outlast. You can't tap me on the shoulder because I have headphones on. I couldn't hear nothing. But I'm just, like I say, to deprive yourself visually what's going on in the house. And I can see short runs, but I just don't know if I could play more than a half hour, 20 minutes, or an hour of a game with that thing on my head, especially that close to the eyes.
Yeah.
You know?
I can see it being really hard on my eyes. But I guess it's, it's us old folks.
Well, yeah, maybe we're not we're the people that can afford it, but are we the people that are going to buy that? And so that
you have that Kathy Bates trailer where she's like, "You got my parking place." Well, that's because I'm faster and better looking, and she rams into the back of the car. She goes, "Yeah, I'm older and I've better insurance."
yeah, that's exactly what it is. So yeah, I just don't know what kind of legs that's going to have.
I am looking forward to it. The thing, I want to get one. As soon as they come out with a consumer version, I want to pick that up. I'm really excited for it. And I think maybe that has to do with me liking 3D because, the Oculus, by its very nature, is also 3D. Like, it's a 3D display over your head in virtual reality. So it kind of combines a whole bunch of things I already think are cool.
I'm looking at other news. Twitch, first week of Xbox One on Twitch. Microsoft now accounts for 22% of Twitch's unique broadcasters during that period of time. 108,000 new users. Sorry, new broadcasters. 2.7 million minutes of Xbox One Twitchery were broadcast on launch day. Average Xbox One cast on the streaming service is 28 minutes long. The most broadcast Xbox One game. Anyone who want to take a guess?
Titanfall.
Yep.
What else?
Booze fries. Yeah. Yeah. The fact that you brought it up that Aaron Nichols from Valve went over to Oculus Rift, that does kind of give me a little bit of hope that this thing is actually going to hit shelves for realsies as opposed to for fakesies. For Facebooksies. I just wonder what it's going to be when we see it. Because I don't think that Facebook's involvement in Oculus is really not going to make any difference at all. Clearly, it's going to be making a difference.
Mm-hmm. It's just a matter of what that difference is.
I know, and when Notch in his argument about why he was dropping Minecraft from Oculus, when he did it, he's like, I could see it being used for really, networking and talking to people and virtual meetings. And I thought, I can't. There's not enough money in virtual meetings. And I don't think VR will make it any better to have a virtual meeting seeing somebody in 3D versus 2D. That's not that important. That doesn't make a significant advantage to a meeting that I see you in 3D. You can convey the same information to me in 2D.
Yeah.
It's just
I agree.
that, and I don't really see people putting on a headset to meet with their friends in 3D over Facebook. I don't want to meet with my friends anyway. Why would I want to do it in 3D?
Dude, your dick is huge. Holy cow. It almost hit me in the face. What are you talking about?
In sex games and that kind of stuff, that's where that would make a difference.
Oh, my gosh.
Oh, yeah.
Those boobs are huge.
Right. All of those what was it, chat roulettes and stuff, or even those websites where you actually pay money to people and they actually have sex shows on the like the Facebook for sex, forget what the name of it is, but yeah, absolutely, that would make money, but I don't see Facebook being in that business.
Just think of all that Elizabeth porn on the Oculus Rift.
Oh, and we could actually load up the Oculus Rift, and if we see Ken Levine, go, hey, take a look at this. Just watch his head explode.
That'd be mean.
No. So yeah. Any other news you guys have?
There was a big story last week about Maker, the the to like
Magazine?
own PewDiePie, and who just got acquired by Disney, the YouTube network.
Okay.
So like them, Polaris, like who's Polaris? Polaris is they were gonna put on this reality show about game jams.
Huh?
And it's called Game Jam, and so they wanted to make it like an actual reality show. They were gonna have all these, independent developers come in, and they were gonna film it. But it fell apart after one day. After one day, like everyone left, nobody wanted to continue, and the whole thing just collapsed on itself. And the reason, there's a whole bunch of articles that were written about it, and like every one of them blames this one guy. And I'm trying to find his name again. It's Matty something.
Uh-huh.
But the thing is that this guy is like the quintessential reality show douchebag. Where he was like, at first, like right in the beginning, the contracts for this were like kind of crazy. And like one of the developers, one of the guys from this company called Vlambeer, like read it, and he was like, do not fucking sign this contract. Whatever you do, this is horrible. And one of the clauses was like, you sign away your right to misrepresentation, which basically says the guys can
They can
film
lie
you
about you.
and lie about you, and you can't do anything about it. So no one signed it, and a lot of people ended up going to the Game Jam without signing the contracts. In case shit went bad, they could walk away and not get in trouble for it.
Mm-hmm.
So right there, that's kind of not very good.
Right.
But then you had this guy, Matty, and he would be like, because this whole thing was promoted by Mountain Dew. And so you fucking had like Mountain Dew slogans everywhere, Mountain Dew signs everywhere. You had a stage. And,
Gully heaven.
That's what I'm drinking right now. I got my Diet Mountain Dew.
You could only drink Mountain Dew.
Oh.
And like they wouldn't, like the guy, you wouldn't even allowed to drink water.
Oh my
When
God.
people, like said, like we need water. Like you got all these, stage lighting blasting on us. We'd like some water. He's like, well, can't you drink water out of empty Mountain Dew cans? And then he went around and he started yelling at people like, he started like, turning cans so that they'd face the camera. And he's like, hey, you're drinking from the wrong thing. Drink it so that we can see the Mountain Dew label. And he's going around doing that. And then he started going around trying to start up drama. And he'd go around saying like, so do you guys think that your team is at an advantage because you have a pretty girl on your team? And then you go to the other guys and you're like, that the other teams are at disadvantage because they have a girl on their team. And he just went around, starting all this shit, being like the kind of typical, the Hollywood.
Shitster.
Yeah, the shitster.
I think that's a very legitimate
Controversy
question.
Where there was none.
No, that's
so
a
we
very,
create drama for a reality
very
Yeah.
legitimate question, I believe. So,
no.
if you have a girl on your team, you have a disadvantage. What is wrong with that? I would ask the same question.
show. Kedron says Polaris is the gaming wing of Maker.
Okay, yeah. So they wanted to put this show on, and like after a day of this, everyone there just got sick of it and pretty much left. And they're like, no, we can't continue. We can't do this. And like the Matty guy was fired. He's like, no, we can't do this. And everyone at Polaris was like, what can we do to get you to come back? We want to finish this. What was it? What can we do? But by that point, everyone was tired, exhausted, and angry. And they're like, no, fuck it. So a Game Jam, this indie game dev reality show fell apart on its first day of filming.
So they have John Taffa. Shut it down! Shut it down!
By the way, I saw that
What?
that episode of Taffa Rocks.
Oh, that show's getting great. Yeah, they had the new one on this week. It had Maria Menounos on.
Yeah.
Do you know Maria used to work for me?
Uh-huh.
Kind of. Well, I didn't pay her, but I was the manager, and she worked answering phones.
No.
No joke. Yep.
Really?
Yep. When I worked for the trophy shop, I was somebody owned it, and I was the manager, and I had all these people working for me, and I coordinated everything. And he says, I'm going to have this girl Maria come in and answer phones for you. because I couldn't answer phones and do everything else, so she was answering the phones.
Wow.
Yep. And the guy, Kevin, he came in and did some construction. He put up shelves for us, and I talked to him a lot. But I haven't seen them since 2001, though.
Wow.
Don't know if she'd remember me or not, but I remember when she left us, she went to California, and someone said, Maria's on TV. I was like, what's she doing on TV? I started doing like a shampoo commercial. I was like, yep, that's Maria. But yeah, so she used to work with me I don't want to say for me, but because I wasn't paying her. But yeah, she answered the phones.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yep.
So yeah, the by the way, that Taffer Walks episode in Council Bluffs, Iowa, that's where Chaos lives.
Really?
Yes.
Out that way or in Council Bluffs?
He lives in Council Bluffs.
No.
Yes,
We have to talk about that. They had a live feed. I didn't find out till after. They had a live feed going on YouTube, I think it was, from that bar during the show. And I didn't know about it till after, when Twitter exploded after that episode.
Yeah.
And I got online and they said, so I went there and they streamed for like 5 minutes after the episode, and I caught the last 5 minutes. And the blonde lady there, she's just like, yeah, I kind of played a good part, didn't I? So they're saying, reality TV is not reality. I'm like, but I don't know. With that one there, I kind of bought into that one.
No. There's a reason why it's called Council Tucky. That's kind of the nickname of the area.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know what she reminded me of? Do you ever watch Squidbillies?
This is whatever you're going to say next. It cannot be good.
Dude, do you know what I'm talking about, right? Squidbillies?
No, I don't.
Okay, well, if anybody in there, 'cause in Squidbillies, there's one of the Squidbillies that is the woman, and she's got like this bright blonde Farrah Fawcett hair, and at the end of all of her tentacles, she has this super long pink, like press-on nails on all of her tentacles, and she's got like super heavy-duty eye makeup, and lots and lots of lipstick, and I'm like, that's what that woman reminds me of. Seriously, she looks like that Squidbilly.
Oh, jeez, that's horrible.
Yeah, it is. It is. I'll tell you. I'll tell you. So, what else is in the news?
That was kind of it that I can think of.
It's a bunch of little things.
Yeah, like what?
I was just on the Gamehounds Facebook page there. We were talking about some game releases. Didn't that the Amazon Fire thing, the Fire TV you were talking about? I'm trying to think, what was that? A couple of little things here.
Did they have a time that might happen? Like, did they have a release date? Or
It's out.
Yeah, it's out now.
It's out.
No, really?
Yeah. Yep. You can buy it.
Yeah, it's out.
$99.
Yep.
So what does it do that's different than anything else?
It streams Hulu and Netflix and Amazon Videos.
Everything does. I bought a calculator that streams Netflix.
You can play games on it. Android games.
Yeah, there's like 100 of those.
You can play Android games with a controller.
Yeah.
And I guess
I don't know.
they said that any Bluetooth controller you have will work with it. Which
okay. Yeah, it doesn't really do anything different than anything else. I think, if anything, it goes after the same market that Ouya was going after, but it will kind of crush Ouya because it's backed by Amazon, and Amazon can kind of do whatever the fuck it wants.
Right. All right. Here we go. Hold on a second. Crap. Give me a second. All right. So this is the group of people that were in. I'm going to put this in actually, I'll put it in Skype, and I'll also put it in the chat room. This is where's Skype? Skype. This is the people that were in the Taffer episode, and the woman that I'm looking at is the owner of the bar, who's the one on the far left. All right.
I don't see any.
Yeah.
Oh, there it is.
Okay. Now let me pull up.
Oh, yeah, the far left. Yep.
Yeah. All right. This is the Squidbillies person. Oop. This is a Squidbillies person. Tell me if this doesn't look like the same thing.
God, she's so terrifying. She needs some blue makeup, some blue eyeliner, but yeah, that's...
Yeah, actually, that was when she was dressed down. A lot of times she had, like, that kind of makeup on. I wish I could find a picture of her. All right. So I'm putting this in the chat room. The first one is the Taffer episode people. Second one is the Squidbilly.
All right, we'll have to check it out here.
So, I wish I had more news for you guys.
Yeah, well, nothing earth-shattering going on this week.
Yeah.
I don't know. We got to the earth-shattering stuff.
Game of Thrones coming out.
Yeah, this
Sunday.
is a real I'm so happy for this week. I got Captain America coming out on Friday. I got Game of Thrones on Sunday. This is fucking awesome.
Yeah, it's a good week.
Yep.
And we're, I guess as of today, pretty much a week away from PAX.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, like, I kept thinking for the longest time that PAX was the third week of April.
Oh.
And when it was like the second week,
It's,
I need to,
yeah, you guys are coming out, what, next week, right? Are you guys coming out Thursday or what?
Yeah, we're coming out Thursday.
Okay.
And Nick and I are bunking. We have 2 rooms in the bed. Or 2 beds in the room.
I'm still waiting to hear from that other person on. I think I'm gonna Facebook him now and see what he's hearing about. See if I'm gonna bunk with that person or not. If not, then I'll be getting a cot with you guys, and
okay,
we'll 3-man it.
Yep.
And we're gonna do standby, right?
Yeah, we're standing by. I've got mine, and I'm have it from somebody that's gonna give me a buddy pass for you. So I just have to get with her.
Okay, cool.
Hopefully, we won't have to do too much running around.
I told my boss that I'm not going to be in Thursday, so dedicated to running around.
And Kowloon, Gamehounds, Kowloon on Saturday night.
Yeah, we should definitely make that. That's what it's always been. We should stick with that.
Okay. Yeah. Gamehounds, Kowloon. Hey, if anybody is in the Boston area, hit me up on Facebook. You can send a message to the Gamehounds page. Or just go to my Facebook page, and send me a message. And either that or send a message to gamehounds@gmail.com. Join us for dinner. Kowloon. Scorpion Bow.
Yeah, I was just there a couple weeks ago. We went up. I was just testing it out. Just make sure everything's still there. And the rice is so good. Oh, my gosh. The Kowloon rice is good. I think I ate a whole bowl myself. I was like, yum, 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 yum.
Fried rice or just steamed rice?
Well, it's a steamed rice. It's not a dark rice by any means, but it's got pork and shrimp and vegetables in it. It's really good.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, you'll like the fried rice.
They do have
I don't mind you.
Do have good fried rice. I like their.
Yep, I do too. Yeah, I'm all about the crab rangoons. Weren't that great the last time I was there, and we don't really have a lot of rangoons out here.
They were good the other night. They were really good the other night.
Yeah. So, yeah, we'll have. Let's take a reservation this year.
Yeah.
And make it for like what, 8?
Well, the 3 of us, and then
Lefty Brown,
and so there's 4, probably Mrs. Goalie 5, maybe Stormtrooper Ray 6. So I mean, well, we should get a head count.
Yeah, get a head count so that way we can at least, because it's always the people that are invited at the last minute that kind of mess things up. Let's just say that.
Bunch of fuckers.
Yeah, fuckers. Cockholes. All right. So, I hate dragging this on. Anybody in the chat room? We've got a number of people in there. Anybody in there? The Jaeger, AC Wraith, Kedron, Quarry. Have any things you want to discuss with us or want us to look at PAX? If you want to see what games are at PAX this year, because of course not every game is at PAX, but if you see something that you see is going to be at PAX, shoot us a line. We will hunt it down for you. We are going to do live interviews. Now, these live interviews are going to start, these are with game developers. These are going to start on Friday, February 4th, starting probably fairly early. We're going to start doing live feeds. So if you are not already a Spreaker...
The show floor opens at 10.
Right, but I think there's a whatchamacallit hour.
Oh, yeah,
or is
media
that
hour.
Saturday? Media hour.
That's right. Yes.
Is that on? I think it's on Saturday. No, it might be Friday. Who knows? But we're definitely going to have breakfast with Behemoth that morning on Friday.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Behemoth booth does a media breakfast,
Cool.
and that's at 9:00 in the morning. So I think that's
Check back
probably
the
the media
games
hour. So yeah, breakfast at Behemoth starting at 9:00 in the morning Eastern time. On Friday, we are going to be doing interviews. So have your Spreaker up, have it ready, because these are going to be short interviews with developers. Right now, we've got a number of the small developers. I'm trying to get in some of the big games because I let this go fairly late. But huge, awesome Sunday at what time? Sunday at 3:30 Eastern time. We're going to be meeting with Clay Entertainment. Or is it Klee Entertainment? The ones that did Don't Starve.
Oh, really?
We're going to be seeing
At what
them
time?
at Sunday. You should check your Gmail because I have shared the calendar with you. 3:30.
Oh, because I
Don't
saw
Starve, Rain
that.
Giants,
The last
and
time
Eats
I
Munchies.
checked, the calendar for Clay, the only available time was the absolute last showing on Sunday.
Yeah, no, we have Sunday at 3:30.
Okay.
So we have Don't Starve, Reign of Giants, Eats Munchies, and Invisible Ink.
Yeah, you can take Don't Starve.
Fuck yeah, I'm taking Don't Starve.
I can't take that. If I play that game, I might kill myself. Like,
Yeah.
it's the most nihilistic
Might
game I've
stab-
ever played.
Might stab yourself in the eye 5 times.
Yes. That game, oh God, it's
And then, of course, Saturday night, we will probably randomly get onto Spreaker and just start drunkenly talking. So you can hear our words slurring.
Maybe from the Kowloon.
Oh, yeah. We're definitely doing something from Kowloon.
Or if we had to, I'm like 12 minutes from Kowloon. We could actually come back here if we need a real good internet to do something. We might even be able to do video.
I have not had that hard a time, especially it's not the internet.
Well,
it's I can do it over Wi-Fi, and it's
In Boston, it was terrible. Even at the hotel was terrible last year. We got no internet at
right
all.
because that was downtown Boston because everybody was kicking.
Outside Kowloon was fine. Inside Kowloon, we had some trouble.
Yeah, that's true. Inside Kowloon, but we'll do what we can do. But no matter what, sign up for Spreaker if you haven't already. Definitely like our page on Facebook, but we are going to be doing all of these live, and it's going to happen as it happens. So just keep your eyes open and cruise the Spreaker channel, or just wait for the Facebook notification because you will get a notification on Facebook when we go live. All right, so I guess that's it. I'm glad I had a chance to come in and be on the show because I would have been sad if I missed a show this week.
Yes.
I'm gonna miss the show next week for sure.
Oh, really?
Yeah, in theory.
Okay.
We'll find out. A judge will let us know if I have to miss the show next week.
All right. Well, me and Nick will try to nail down the pre-pack show.
Yep.
yeah.
And
Yeah, we'll be talking this week about nailing down the pre-pack show and talking about stuff. And I guess that's it.
okay.
All right. So you
All
want
right.
to close
Let's
this out?
close this out. Here comes the music. Here we go.
Is it on? Okay,
It's
I've got
on.
I've
Take
got
it.
on this side.
Take it away.
All right, you've been listening to Gamehounds episode. I don't know what episode is it. What is it? Like
It's.
two?
I'm calling this Gamehounds Live 4214.
Okay.
I say 52.
No, it's definitely not. 52.
We'll figure it out.
It's Gamehounds Live. It was recorded April 2nd, 2014. I've been Edie Sellers with me as Holy Goalie and Nick DiNicola. Again, the ways to get a hold of us, gamehounds.net is the website, and gamehounds@gmail.com. Send us an email. If you see something that is going to be at PAX you want us to check out, please let us know. We can check that out for you. gamehounds@gmail.com. Other ways to get a hold of us, Facebook page. Do sign up for the Facebook page. Go ahead and like our page because you will get notifications of when we go live with our interviews off of the PAX floor. That is at facebook.com/The Gamehounds. Crap, how is it?
The Gamehounds. Yep.
The Gamehounds /The Gamehounds. But just look up Gamehounds. You'll find us on Facebook. Like that page, you will get a notification when we go live. Other ways. Oh, yeah. Don't forget to sign up for our Spreaker account, Spreaker.com/Gamehounds. That's where we are. And if you sign up for us there, then you can just download the app for Spreaker. By the way, if you want to listen to us over your smart device, download the app off of Spreaker. It's way easier. Go ahead and favorite us, and then that's another way you'll get a notification that we're doing an interview off the floor. What else? Oh, there's our text line where you can also leave voicemail. That number is
304-300-9889.
And is there any else way to get a hold of us?
On Twitter, it's Gamehounds and also Gamer Goalie.
Yep, and Gamer ED and Thursday Nick.
Yep.
Thursday Nick's kind of been busy lately.
Yeah, he's been very busy. But,
No, he's been quiet. Been quiet on Twitter. He's been busy. He's out busy punching babies.
Yeah. I need to get back on Twitter.
All right. Well, we will talk to you all later. Thank you for being in the chat room, guys. We'll talk to you next week. Bye-bye.